Here's a question being asked on the internet right now. Is there a way to find my birth mother even if she's not looking for me? Can I find my birth mother, birth father, or some other biological relative even if they don't seem to be looking for me? That's a question I see asked a lot on the internet. And in many cases, the answer is yes. Hi, I'm Jenna. I run mysterymatchdna.com. A lot of educators online teach how to put the pieces together to do genetic genealogy. But what if all your matches are total strangers to you? That's where I come in and teach not only how to do genetic genealogy, but how to do it from this specific mindset, whether you're adopted or you don't know one whole side of your match list, or maybe you thought you knew everything there was to know and you did a DNA test for fun and boom, your test to find out if you were Irish leads you to wonder, like, why are all my matches coming back or my ethnicity results coming back differently? And then you look at your matches and you realize none of them are who you think they should be. So in most cases, like I said, the answer is that you can find who you're looking for, even if in the current case you're adopted, let's say, and you know that to your knowledge nobody's been looking for you and you're looking for your birth family. Well, DNA testing, such as submitting your DNA on a site like ancestry.com, can usually lead, I don't want to say always, but a lot of times lead you to the answers that you're looking for. There's no guarantee that you're going to find related matches, but however, um, even if you submit it hoping that you're going to get a match, a direct hit, like you're related enough to be parent-child, you're related enough to be siblings, even if that doesn't happen, you can still have close enough matches to be able to piece it together, um, and narrow it down by process of elimination. And you may have heard of this before, like this concept of doing what's called the leads method to search yourself for um, who your matches are and how they match each other. And there's a way to do this now to see automatically who matches who on your ancestry list. If you've got like the Pro Tools, you still want to know how to do the leads method yourself. There's a lot of good videos about that, and I'm not going to teach on that here because that's not my role to teach. My role is to help if you're doing all these things and trying to learn how to do it, but you don't want to have to become an expert in how to do it. You just want somebody to look at your matches and say, like, based on the information that you have, here is, my best analysis of where you should go next and where the answers might lie. And like I said, it may not even be a direct, like here is your father or mother, but you can definitely look for clues in the DNA because they do hold the answers. So, like I said, you might have a close match that's close enough. And I'll be honest, sometimes you've got matches in your list that you need more testers, closer testers before you can really narrow it down. You can definitely say, like, this is the um, ancestral uh, pool that I come from. Here's my, great grandparents, biologically. but you might need more information. And sometimes that's totally normal that a search does not happen overnight just by looking at the results. But it is a good starting point, especially when you have nothing to go on. Um, your DNA is where your answers lie. And so um, the ethics involved, that is another discussion for another video. Um, because some people say, is it even ethical to look for a birth parent if they haven't consented? They might not want to be found. Um, we'll discuss that in the next video. So if you would like, subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell so that I can let you know when that video comes out. We'll talk more about it in that video. But another question that I get is, so you're telling me, somebody asked me this the other day. So you're telling me that even if it's an adoptee that was in a closed adoption, they can use DNA and find their heritage and their birth family? And the answer is yes. And so that does raise a lot of questions that we'll discuss in that next video. But for now, just know that it's possible. And if you're looking, I'm an adoptee too. I know how it feels to want to know the answers. And I'd invite you to take the next step if you're curious to go to mysterymatchdna.com to learn more. And you can go to mysterymatchdna.com. What is the URL? Mysterymatchdna.com/clarity if you want to know more about what I do and what's involved in a call. And I highly invite you to check it out and stay tuned for more videos. And I'll continue to answer more questions that are being asked about finding where you fit into the puzzle using genetic genealogy.